Deep in the Pacific, a classified secret has been sleeping for 50 years.
Lost during the Cold War reconnaissance mission, this SR-71 Blackbird was presumed destroyed.
But new sonar data has revealed a ghost on the ocean floor. The recovery operation begins now.
There she is, the Habu, resting at 3,000 meters.
Built almost entirely of titanium to withstand Mach 3 temperatures, the airframe has survived the crushing depth. But the ocean is a cruel preservative. Sediment and marine life mask the true extent of the damage. Internal systems are flooded. Every inch of this spy plane is a crime scene of corrosion. The intake spikes, critical for managing supersonic airflow, are choked with silt.
Initial scans check structural integrity. Can the titanium skeleton handle the stress of the lift?
Before we move her, we must clear the hard points. Visibility is near zero.
Robotics prepare the lifting points. This hatch hasn't been opened since 1974.
The Blackbird is over 100 feet long. Moving a beast this size requires a coordinated swarm.
Clearing the fuselage to prevent mud weight from snapping the cables.
Ghost nets and debris have turned the landing gear into a trap.
Inside the cockpit, a laser scan maps the pilot's station. It's a time capsule of Cold War avionics.
Topside, engineers calculate the lift dynamics. One wrong move, and the airframe snaps in half.
Hydraulics are shot. The landing gear is locked in position by rust.
A glimpse of hope. Behind the sealed panels, the wiring harnesses show signs of preservation.
Marker buoy deployed. We are go for heavy lift.
The frame descends. This custom rig was designed specifically for the Blackbird's unique geometry. Alignment must be perfect. We grab her by the ribs, not the skin.
Engaging the forward tow points. Locking down. These eyelets were designed to pull the jet on a runway, not lift it from the abyss. Every connection is a potential failure point. Clearing the debris field. The path to the surface must be unobstructed. Lift bags inflating, adding 50 tons of buoyancy.
Brake suction! Brake suction! She's free of the bottom.
Descent rate is stable, monitoring hull stress levels.
For the first time in decades, the Blackbird is flying again, through water.
The pressure drops with every meter. Expanding gases in the fuel cells are a major risk.
50 feet. 20 feet. Breach imminent.
Steady. Bring her up gently.
Touchdown! The Habu has surfaced.
Dive teams move in to secure the pontoons. The wreckage is unstable in the swell.
Securing the payload for the final hoist.
Cutting away debris that could snag the lifting cables.
"80 tons of dead weight battling gravity. The crane strains to the limit.
On deck, safe, but the salt is already attacking. A relic of the Cold War, reclaimed from the deep.
Now, the race against corrosion begins. The journey to the restoration facility takes 3 weeks across open ocean.
Salt neutralization is critical. We have to stop the chemical eating immediately.
Even at sea, the work continues, stabilizing the airframe before arrival.
Draining the internal fuel bladders. A toxic mix of seawater and old JP7 fuel.
Protecting the sensitive avionics from the sea spray.
Locking it down. Heavy seas ahead. Arrival. The first time this bird has seen land in 50 years.
Navigating the final approach. High security clearance required.
The Skunk Works restoration hangar, where miracles happen.
From the ocean floor to the clean room.
Initial inspection. The titanium structure is surprisingly intact.
Weigh in complete. She's heavy with water.
Touchdown! Now the real work begins!
Building the exoskeleton. Access to every inch of the fuselage is required. Decontamination. Removing biohazards and radioactive isotopes.
We strip her down to the bare metal. The original stealth coating is gone.
Samples are taken for chemical analysis. We need to know what the ocean did to the composites.
Flushing the lines. The arteries of the aircraft are clogged with silt.
Original iron ball paint, a classified radar-absorbing material.
The intakes are cleared, but the engines themselves are a total loss.
Avionics bays are packed with mud. We have to gut the interior.
Cleaning the landing gear trunnions.
Applying inhibitors to stop the oxidation instantly.
Drying out the airframe. Moisture is the enemy.
Filtering the hydraulic lines.
Every part is cleaned by hand.
Stripping away decades of grime to check for damage.
Digitizing the components. We need to manufacture replacements for parts that haven't existed since 1990.
Ultrasonic testing searches for microscopic stress fractures in the titanium. X-ray analysis reveals the truth. The metal is tired.
Microfractures detected. This part is scrap.
Radiation check is clear. The frame is safe to work on.
Dropping the J58, the heart of the Blackbird.
Opening the wing tanks. The entire fuselage is essentially a flying fuel tank. Exposing the sensor bay. Gold-plated electronic protected from the heat.
The camera bays. Once used to photograph the Soviet Union from 80,000 feet.
Landing gear removal. The specialized tires were filled with nitrogen to prevent explosion.
Pulling the ejection seats. The last resort for a pilot at Mach 3. Miles of wiring. All of it must be replaced. separating the wing assembly. A delicate operation. Honeycomb composite panels. Advanced for the 60s. Difficult to repair today.
Rot and heat damage have destroyed the core.
Mapping the density of the composite skin.
Thermal imaging reveals trapped moisture pockets.
Taking core samples for the metallurgy lab.
The compressor blades are ruined by salt corrosion.
Internal fuel lines are blocked solid.
Debris in the fuel filters. Engine failure was inevitable.
Electrical systems, dead.
Short circuits everywhere.
Phase 2. Remanufacture. Rebuilding the legend from the ground up. Modern engineering meets 1960s genius.
Removing the old fuel tanks. The Blackbird leaked fuel on the runway by design.
Every bearing must be perfect.
Organizing the chaos.
The restoration plan is approved. Green light.
Smoothing the skin. At Mach 3, friction is fire.
Curing new composite parts under immense pressure.
Machining new titanium ribs. Harder than steel, lighter than aluminum.
Chemical passivation protects the new metal. Ultraviolet inspection. Finding cracks invisible to the naked eye. Laser welding and Laser welding repairs the turbine blades. Precision fit. Tolerances are measured in microns.
Balancing the turbine. Any vibration at 30,000 RPM is catastrophic.
Rewiring the nervous system.
Modern avionics to replace the analog tubes.
Hydraulics assembly. Smooth and seamless.
Torque to spec. No room for error.
Casting exotic alloys that didn't exist 50 years ago.
The analog dials are gone. Welcome to the glass cockpit.
Quartz glass windows to withstand 600 degrees Fahrenheit.
Packing the chute. We hope they never need it.
Preparing the skin.
Mixing the iron ball paint. The chemistry is still classified.
It's not black. It's midnight blue. Designed to hide against the night sky and dissipate heat.
Connecting the brain.
Matting the fuselage. Laser precision.
Geometry verified. Aerodynamically perfect.
Installing the landing gear.
The J58.
a turbojet inside a ramjet, the most powerful air-breathing engine ever made.
Final polish, ready for testing.
Mission computer installed.
Suit up. Pressure checks complete. The cockpit is alive.
The Blackbird sees the sun.
She looks fast just sitting still.
Software upload complete.
Recertified. Authorized for flight.
Engine run-ups. The sound of power.
Ground power connected.
Inputting mission data.
All systems nominal.
Final foreign object check. Heat soak testing. Simulating Mach 3 friction.
Applying the markings.
Vibration analysis looks good.
Loading 80,000 pounds of JP7.
It's time.
Pre-flight checks complete. Switches set.
TEB ignition. The green flash tells us she's alive.
Full afterburner test. 32,000 pounds of thrust per engine.
Taxiing to the active runway.
The ground shakes as she passes.
Throttles forward. Rotation.
She handles like a dream. Mission status. Active. 11 reborn.
Boosting of Spitfires returns to the throne.